I want to preface this video by saying that I will be talking about the show 13 Reasons Why and the subject of suicide in case this is a trigger for anybody suffering from suicidal thoughts. Please do not watch this video. If you or someone you love is suicidal, please call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. And for more information on how to help a loved one suffering from suicidal thoughts, go to suicidepreventionlifeline.org. Hey guys, I'm Gabby, and today I want to talk about something that's been on my mind for a while. I've been meaning to make this video for some time, and I'm glad I finally got around to do it. I would like to talk about why I haven't yet watched 13 Reasons Why. Now, I understand it's a really popular show. I felt like everyone's been talking about it since it came out, and I have some really close friends and family members who are super into the show, and they've recommended I watch it. But the truth is I haven't watched it yet, and there are some valid reasons for it. I have read a lot about the show, and I've read a lot of comments, both from people who love it and from people who think that it should have been made a little bit differently. One of the comments that really caught my eye was someone who wrote that they wish the show had done a better job at addressing mental illness. And the truth is, like I said, I haven't watched the show, so I can't agree or disagree with that statement. But what caught my attention was a response to that specific comment, which was someone saying that this show isn't about mental illness, it's about bullying and suicide. Now, that really caught my attention because it makes me feel like there's a misunderstanding about mental illness when someone believes that a show about suicide is not about mental illness. And if anybody who's a mental health professional is watching and feels like they should correct me in what I'm gonna say next, please do so in the comments. I highly appreciate your comments, and I want to make sure that my viewers get the best possible information. So if you feel the need to correct me in what I'm gonna say, please do so. I really appreciate it. I think that you can't really separate suicide from mental illness. Suicide is unfortunately a direct result of mental illness. Someone who dies by suicide is unfortunately suffering from mental illness, whether that is not addressed or it may not be diagnosed or treated. The truth is, someone who takes their own life is unfortunately suffering from very severe depression, even if they don't look like they are, even if they don't act like it, even if everyone around them doesn't know or notice. The truth is, the thought of wanting to take your own life, planning or even trying to take your own life is a severe symptom that you are suffering from mental illness. And something like that is never to be taken lightly. But I do feel like some people may not be aware of the fact that suicide is directly related to mental illness. So to say that a show is about suicide but is not about mental illness, I think is not a correct statement. I think both are very much related, and I just think some people may not be fully aware of that. So when I first heard about the show, I heard what it was about, I heard what it was like, and to be honest, it didn't really appeal to me all that much. I think it's a good thing that a show is getting people talking about suicide, and especially bullying, which unfortunately so many people suffer from or have at some point in their lives suffered from. So the more I learned about the show, I was, more and more glad that it had been made, that people were talking about it, and that it gained so much popularity. But it still didn't really appeal to me, to watch, and the main reason is because I have depression. I suffer from depression, and I really struggle with it for at least 6 months out of every year. So for me, watching a show about someone who was driven to take their own life is not really something that is appealing to me in any way. Not that I think that the show would trigger any sort of emotion or desire in me, but it's not something that sounds like that much fun to me. I must say, I thankfully have never been suicidal. I've never attempted or thought about suicide in that way, and I'm very, very grateful for that. But I'm very, very aware that depression in some people can get that severe where they want to take their own lives. And having had severe depression like I have so many times before, I have real empathy for people who get to that place. And it breaks my heart to hear about any stories involving suicide. It really does get very personal to me, because even though I've personally never been exactly in that same place, what I think about is the fact that that person who just took their own life at some point might have felt what I feel when I'm depressed, and that's a really scary thought. I think another reason for me why I haven't felt such a strong desire to watch the show yet is the whole concept of leaving tapes for the people that the character felt brought her to commit suicide. I understand that the main character was bullied. She, if I'm not mistaken, suffered sexual assault. Now, those are extremely traumatizing events that can, and most of the time, severely affect someone's mental health. And the thing that I don't know if it is made clear by the show, again, I haven't watched it, but I think it should be highlighted and should be made very, very clear that the main reason that drove her to take her life was, in fact, how severe her depression was. Was that worsened by her experiences, by the bullying, the sexual abuse, and whatever else she suffered? Absolutely. There's no question that such experiences can make someone's mental illness even worse. But the truth is, the main reason was the depression, because that is what leads people to take their own lives. From what I know about the show so far, I think the greatest lesson that someone can take from it is that you never really know what someone's going through, and to just be very aware that your actions may deeply influence this person's life. To just be kinder to one another, I think. So this doesn't mean I will never watch the show. There might be something that convinces me to watch the show. I'm definitely open to that. And if I do, and when I do, I will definitely make a video and tell you guys exactly how I feel about the show and if any of my opinions have changed since watching it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Please subscribe to my channel and let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. I would also love to hear from you guys on Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, and you're more than welcome to like my Facebook page. You can read my blog on medium.com and also my contributor page on themighty.com. If you or someone you love is experiencing suicidal thoughts, please do not hesitate to call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255. And for more information on how to help a loved one, go to suicidepreventionlifeline.org. Thank you so much for watching and have an amazing week.